Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Jamil. So let's see where market can move and how we can plan for tomorrow. Last time we discussed after opening flat we can plan to sell on here because the prices started making for the selling side and the trend line also been breakdown on here. So after seeing this kind of scenario, we decided after opening flat, as soon as it cross the swing, we can plan it to sell on here. And after about the gap up, we discussed if anything gap up 12,800, 12,850 going to be important resistance for the market can face resistance level, and this is the round level also act as a resistance in the market. And we discussed even if you want to buy with small quantity. Now you can understand why we discussed a small quantity from that range, because this range can react immediately as a resistance. Now you can see after immediate reversal on here, we discussed 12,500, 12,400 going to be important support for the market. And after touching this level, market started buying from that range, and end of the day market closing somewhere kind of like volatility in the market in last day. And today's the day market has been closed aggressively, very strongly on upside. But market before trending on the market give us sign that he trying to go on higher side. What kind of sign market give us? In our previous video, if you didn't see, go and check it out. We have done discussed multiple times. If you see this kind of pattern, that to be in W pattern, if you see any scenario in the market, even if it's for intraday, even if it's for daily time frame, you can expect the trend are going to be reversal. No doubt it was a downtrend in previous day. No doubt it is downtrend, first pullback, and there's again selling. The moment the 12,650 are going to be breakout on upside, the formation was making completely on a W pattern. This is the most easiest setup on the market. After making W pattern, you can see how market aggressively closing on higher side. This kind of small things are work like a magic. You don't believe it that this is the pattern is highly profitable pattern if you just follow that kind of pattern. Even it could be for daily time frame, even it could be for weekly time frame, even it can be for use as a inter time frame. You can see here after making W pattern, market did not wait on here, it's completely go on higher side. So this is what I'm saying, but there's one condition. This pattern you have to see only after trending market. What kind of trending market? It's a downtrend. After downtrend, market need to recover. The moment it's recovered, it will going to show the W pattern. This is the first initial sign that trend could be reversal. And there's another things we could discuss in our in future video, how we can identify the trend as going to be reversal. But this is the most easiest thing you can learn on here. W pattern is the initial sign that trend is going to be reversal. And you can see the live example today after opening after flat, the moment the 12,650 breakout, it didn't wait, it's continuously going on a higher side. So I hope you learned something, and if you didn't see our previous video, go and check it out so you can get more specific idea about this W pattern. So let's see how we can plan to take a trade for tomorrow. Market right now closing very strongly on upside, and the round level we have to find that as a resistance. 30,000 is going to be very important resistance for the market, as we discussed in our some of our previous video. So for tomorrow, after opening flat, as soon as it cross the high, we can plan to buy on here. But do make sure 13,000 is going to be important resistance, so we have to book our profit somewhere on that range, because you can see here the buyer start to buying from the market, which is near on 12,400, 12,500. From this range, buyer started buying from here. So after touching 13,000 round level, it looks like most of the buyer are going to arrive their target. So it might be after touching 13,000 round level, if this buyer going to book their profit, so market is going to be a volatile from that upside. So our plan will going to be after opening flat, as soon as it cross the high, we can plan to buy. 13,000 going to be our first target to book our profit. This is our first condition. If anything gap up, then already a target will be gone from our hands. So it could be a sideways to volatile market after directly opening the gap up. If anything gap up, we are not going to trade for tomorrorow. We need to take a break, because after opening, just see here, after opening gap up, these are the buyers going to be a profit with overnight. So if they're going to book their profit, so market will be come down first, and this range is going to be act as a support. Again, it will be pulled back. So this will be the completely confusing stage. So better after opening gap up, we are not going to take a trade anything. And one important thing, which is most important thing in the market is now closing very strongly on upside. No doubt, If anything gap down more than 50% of these trends, remember 50% of these trends, if anything gap down, which is come out 12,700, if anything gap down below 12,700, any candle closing, we could see another downfall again for tomorrow. So it's a logic, because you can see in the daily time frame it's a completely green candle. So if anything green candle gap down opening, all of the buyer who hold their position from the top side, they have to book their profit in a negative. So if they are going to be a panic and going to book their book their position as a negative side, market chances are very high it can be continuation for the selling side again, because these are the not place that buyer will going to hold their position. So if anything gap down above below 12,700, any candle closing, we can plan to sell aggressively in the market for tomorrow. But it's a future things. Let the market decide. Important going to be after opening flat, as soon as it cross, we can plan to buy on here. I hope you understand all of my points. Let's see S&P 500 momentum, how we can take a trade for tomorrow. For the S&P 500, we have done discussing from last couple of days that we are not going to planning to buy on here, because it doesn't have any space to move on upside. It's immediately going to face the resistance, which is 12,400. 12,200 is a psychological level. This range may act as a resistance for the market. So the moment market was trading on here, we discussed that we're not going to interested on here. If you want to buy, check out the Nasdaq. Nasdaq can move very good upside on momentum. So that day market fall down, as Nasdaq has been fall down, then market recover immediately after making this kind of a W pattern. So right now, how we can planning to take a trade for tomorrow. If you want to planning to take a trade for tomorrow, do make sure 4,200 going to be your first target to book your profit, because after opening flat, you can see buyer already on the profit. So after opening flat, you can just wait as soon as you break the high. The moment as soon as you break the high, you can plan to take a trade. 10 point going to be stop loss, not more than that. 10 point going to be stop loss, 10 point into your quantity size. As soon as it cross the high, 1:2 going to be a target as soon as cross the high, and before touching 4,200, try to book your profit. If you already achieve 1:2, then book your profit. This is our first target. If anything gap up, we are not going to trade anything for tomorrow. We need to ignore. And if anything gap down, then interesting will going to be the market. It could be a sharp selling, as we discussed, as we cover up in Nasdaq chart. So if anything gap up, it could be for aggressive selling for tomorrow. So I hope you understand all of my point, friends. So let's see which stock we can planning to take a trade for tomorrow. First stock is going to be the PayPal that we are going to buy for tomorrow, because you can see here aggressive selling, that market slow initially try to recover from on here, and today is the day market this level has been breakout on upside, and the momentum was look like very strong. It can continue for tomorrow. So after opening flat, as soon as it crossed the high 89, as soon as it crossed the 89, we can plan to buy for tomorrow. $1 going to be stop loss, and 1:2 going to be minimum target. 1:2 going to be minimum target. So make sure let the market open flat. If anything gap down, if anything gap up, we are not going to touch these of this stock. After opening flat, as soon as it crossed the 89 price, 89 going to be our buying price. As soon as it break the high 89 cross, we can plan to take a trade. $1 going to be stop loss, and 1:2 going to be our target. This is our first stock, which is a PayPal. Second stock will going to be a Visa stock. It's also for the buying side. You can see here it's an upside momentum. Market pause here, and it's a breakout. So it's a breakout, strong, looking like a very strong. It can continue for tomorrow. Our buying price will going to be 216. As soon as it cross 260, we can plan to buy for tomorrow, and $2 going to be stop loss, and 1:2 going to be our target. It's a Visa stock. We can plan to buy, because you can see here it's upside momentum, and it's a pause. The moment it's a breakout on upside, chances very it can be continuation for the buying side with the momentum of the buying pressure. All of the buyer are no doubt going to be aggressively after breakout this level. So we can plan to buy for tomorrow. And do make sure all of the stock we have discussed, it need to be open. It need to be open on a flat zone. If anything flat zone, our price has been triggered, we can plan to buy for tomorrow. I hope you understand all of my point, friend. If you understand, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, and thank you very much.